strongest players in that region, teaming with Dragonite, who, I mean, Drago, honestly, he's constantly been a little bit better in doubles than he has been in singles.
Right, but he's been no slouch in either bracket, for sure.
Yeah. But
But
again,
doubles
doubles is where he shines. That's why, you know, he and his teammate Crump are in top 4.
Exactly.
You know, at the
gotta
very
be.
top end of that losers bracket side, but we'll see if they can do it against RJ and his Palutena and Sassy's Rob.
Man, if there's anything that's ever been true about RJ, it's that he's got deep pockets.
For multiple entendres.
Oh, yeah.
That man is a side bet fiend, and the world is better for it.
We saw him earlier with the Texas sucks tag, but of course losing the set to Grayson, he did have to take it off.
And of course, you know, he's teaming with Texas as well, so it's only right. You know?
Of course.
Unless he's saying I'm carrying this team, which
I'm carrying.
Like I said, we've seen him perform today.
Of course. Of course. Now we're going to see how well these two perform as a unit up against Crump and Dragonite. It's really, one thing that I think is really interesting is the way that Crump has actually been using Blade Beam, Limit Blade Beam, to cut off a lot of the stage. Maintain his ability to charge that limit. Gotten the most out of it. Really wanted to limit up the out of shield there, limit climb hazard, but it ran out just as he was going for it.
Yeah. But right now you see that it's the blue team that's actually off to a deficit here at the start. 2 parries there from RJ gets him off the platform as well. And again, it's going to be really interesting to see if either of these teams opt for that sort of 1v1 game style, or if they want to try to stick together. Mostly we've seen a lot of the blue team sticking together tonight. It's worked out very well for them thus far.
Yeah, they've got a lot of nice, neat little setups with like Cloud going for cross slashes to try to hold the opponents in place for a while. Cloud Jab is a very good setup tool, as well as, you know, Banjo, back throw. Definitely, they have some setups between the two.
I mean, it's not even just a setup for your teammate. Although you see right there, Jabs keeping his teammate, keeping the other team in the shield, and eventually being able to take out Sassy. Now it's down to RJ to hold on to this first stock. But even if he doesn't, still red team in the lead.
Does, however, have a big percentage on his plate to hold on to. Playing very defensively though, and then Sassy doing a really good job distracting the opponents. They're really just not going to get to RJ.
I mean, sitting at 150, you see that the Rob is plenty fine seeing him up in front, but now with Crump going down another stock, man, red team's definitely off to the hot start.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see that big defensive play really panning out. A lot of holding back out of the red team. And I like to see it, recognizing that the opponents... Ooh, that forward air is such a potent.
Yeah.
They recognize that the opponents are not really pressing forward too hard, so they're able to play that range game.
All right, so now see RJ and Sassy still. I mean, you know, RJ's sitting on a fresh second stock, Sassy on that last one, but he got Crump as close to death as he is. It's just a game of avoiding that limit, and you're good.
Man, that jab keeping Sassy in a really bad spot that whole time. And Sassy and Dragonite fighting each other here also is a little bit of a bittersweet moment, because I believe they have teamed many times before. Very good friends in Austin.
But regardless, right now we see that back throw from Sassy get into the up smash. We almost see Sassy drop a stock to the egg into the Wonder Wing, but Drago not gonna. Oh my gosh, no, he does actually take down RJ right there. So streaks of life right here for the blue team, especially if they can take care of the Rob, which Drago is able to do, but RJ brings it down to the 1v1.
Yeah, bringing it down to the 1v1, but you know, anything is possible now. You have limit almost available. Using great use of that Blade Beam. Good damage on the cross slash as well. Oh, but that back throw is absolutely going to take it.
Palu back throw at ledge, not something to be trifled with, especially when you're sitting at 150 plus like Crump was.
You really got to be careful around that ledge. Of course, that is where you're going to make your own money, but you got to be cautious. You know, maybe play safe, hold onto that center stage as much as you can.
Well, definitely staking their claim right there for the red team. We saw them mostly, I mean, just like you said, it's all about that defensive game that works, and it's not necessarily because it locks down a hyper-aggressive play style from the blue team. It's just the fact that the blue team doesn't have too many options to really open you up like a can opener. both Cloud and Banjo are kind of meant to set up their own zones and kind of block you from hitting them, but if the red team's doing a better job of it, especially if they have the lead, it's hard to counter that.
And there has been a lot of really cool team setups with the Banjo and the Cloud, trying to open people up by you know, doing a long-lasting multi-hit on shield and then going for the poke with the teammate, as we're seeing here. But you know, you need both players for that can opening playstyle.
Meanwhile, you know, red team has at least RJ with the Palutena, who has the ability to go in hard. It seems that the coordination from them up close has been absolutely great. I mean, two good doubles mines, like we were talking about earlier.
Ooh, the up smash gonna catch the Cloud. All of these platforms.
Ooh!
Whoa! Every time I hear that,
it just sounds like a man.
He is literally.
It sounds like a tax accountant getting KO'd.
He is just wearing a bear suit.
Yeah.
It sort of feels like.
So now, yeah, I mean, you got RJ and Crump still sitting on their first stocks, but both kind of teetering near death considering the kill power on the screen.
Well, limit available though. Maybe can make something happen with that.
Oh.
But Sassy catches Crump getting stuck on the platform, and I really feel like this stage is just so good for Rob in this kind of scenario where he's able to consistently pressure these platforms.
Oh, I don't want to be in the middle of whatever all that was. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it felt like it hurt. I'm sure. The numbers don't lie.
If you look at the percents on the red team, you will find that that did indeed hurt, but hurts even worse for Drago right now as he drops that second stock. And meanwhile, looking at RJ, again, you said it, Palutena is so good at playing a supporting role in doubles. He's not even at 100% yet on that first stock.
Yeah, RJ, again, we're seeing RJ be the big stock tank. Even with Sassy dropping to his last, RJ still on his first.
You can see just how he's been playing very carefully on those platforms, bouncing in between, and Crump kind of picked up on that, so he said, look, the moment your double jump's gone, you're catching that cross slash. I'm not letting you off the hook.
Very good at punishing that movement. Sassy punishing the movement of his opponents using that gyro. So nice. Whiffs that grab almost point blank, and that's going to be a big opener.
I like it. Looks like the blue team's actually found a little bit of their stride here in this game. I mean, even though RJ's been playing very tough to hit, the focus that they've been able to put on Sassy, because I don't want to say that RJ's playing passively, but it's certainly not engaging, so blue team has definitely been able to focus the big red robot.
Oh yeah, now again, here comes another cross slash. We're going to have to see a stock shared. And again, RJ playing defense so well, commits.
Wow.
I was talking about this before. It's a cute setup with cross slash to lock your opponents in place for a while, but it also locks yourself in place. It can lead to some really devastating setups.
Now Sassy catching that up air to take out Drago. We're down to just Crump to do this alone against two characters that do not allow for too many comebacks against him. Nice mix-ups with these climb hazards, though. He's being really hard to lock down. The gyro gets in his way, but still holding on to limit. Hang on, red team might be in trouble here.
Ooh, gets the down air, waits for the air dodge.
Oh my goodness!
The finishing touch!
Oh, and what a way to come back into the game!
With a lead as well? How do you pressure that?
Well, if you're RJ, you go right back to that neutral air. Nice stall with the cross slash right there from Crump. He's going to get him back onto stage, but not for long.
Great delay on the recovery from Crump. Really have to avoid that long lingering Palu down tilt. The ledge strapping is really where this character excels. Great drift as well to avoid that neutral air.
Both of these guys so hard to lock down off stage. RJ says, I'm going to do it again. Tries to wait out for the down air instead of being greedy with the nair, but instead he finds that the other way might have been the right move. Cross slash right at the ledge is not going to be enough with good DI.
But we have limit on deck, and now we have the potential for a ledge trap. Get up attack beats the limit move, so now we have such a tense last hit situation. Both players can drop a stock back throw again, sets up the ledge trap.
It is so stale, but another fantastic recovery from Crump finally lets him land that forward air. And what an intense last stock between those two, but instead it's going to be Crump that finishes out that 2v1 and puts this to a 1-to-1 situation.
Oh yeah, both players pulling more than their own weight, if that's even possible.
I mean, like you said, man, I mean, you were talking about how Drago had a couple of really nice comebacks where he definitely showed he was pulling his weight, and Crump said, all right, it's time for me too.
Yeah, Crump is not one to be outdone, not left behind. That was intense.
he is going to keep going even if it kills him. But nothing, it seems, could really kill him once he got onto that last stock. You know, those first two went away pretty quickly, but man, when it came down to it, when it came to the pressure situation, Crump looked comfy.
Yeah, and we saw a rinse repeat over and over from RJ, setting up the same terrifying scenarios, threw a different trap at him every time, but just wasn't able to finish it off. And now the big change that we're going to see is Dragonite dropping off with the Banjo and Kazooie and bringing the Mario out to play.
I like this idea too. You know, you need to get a little bit more coordination going for your team, but you got to be able to save the Cloud when he's off stage like that. RJ showing what he should have done in that last game.
Yeah, and that ledge trapping is so potent. Palutena off stage definitely does not allow Cloud to recover most of the time, which just goes to show how incredible it was that Crump made it back in that last game scenario. But there's a lot on the line on this game.
Really miraculous that blue team's got this to 1-1, but right now already the hot start is definitely for the red team, playing as hot as the colors will allow. See, Crump, he's going to trust that Drago has RJ handled over there. He really wants to make sure that Sassy also drops this stock.
Oh, runs up, just punishes with an up smash. That's a clean KO, something that, you know, Banjo would have a little bit of trouble getting.
That's one of the big things we saw from Drago, actually, was that, you know, he was obviously very comfortable with the Banjo, definitely built up a lot of damage, but when it came to finishing the stocks, he almost always had to toss it to Crump, who's not playing a character that's particularly well-versed for his kill options either.
No, almost known for a lack of kill power, in fact, outside of limit.
But, I mean, Crump made so much use out of that limit, too, but you can already see just how many dividends it pays off to have that Mario available to just toss out that up smash and get a quick stock.
Man, and expecting a counter, waiting for a cross slash, but Crump holding on to the limit still. He tries to go for a finishing touch off the parry, but doesn't quite have the time.
He had no time for that. Now, Drago, though, got plenty of time for combos on this platform. Sassy fires back. Keep the Mario juggled, it would be nice, but I like that Drago actually drifts towards his teammate and towards RJ there. He put pressure on him to make sure that RJ could continue to combo the Cloud. But speaking of Crump losing that second stock.
Man, and now Mario struggling to get down. Sassy doesn't quite catch it. Crump's there for his partner. Again, resetting 2v2, playing big defense. RJ in the back, Sassy pushing forward with the projectiles. And we're seeing it pay off so well for the red team. Look at this patient approach. Woo.
We go with that down smash from Drago, gonna buy him plenty of time to pressure RJ on stage as well. See that Crump is handling the ledge guard, but an overextension from Drago keeps the red team at a solid lead.
There we go, and again, it's counter hit after counter hit. Nobody gets any hits without, without any punishment.
Wow, this is just absolutely circus-like on the ledge. Somehow everybody's able to make it out alive, but I think the blue team might be a little worse off for it. Crump does slide in with that forward tilt to take out the stock, but again, RJ has been nothing short of impossible to kill.
Man, that defense has just been so good, and it's not even just RJ by himself, right? The fact that Sassy has built such an incredible wall that's hard to get around to even get to the RJ, I think is really something we need to talk about. Like, wow. Without Sassy's incredible fortress that he's able to put up and his ability to recognize when the opponents are coming through.
Oh my gosh! You see, RJ was holding that up smash so that Sassy had the opportunity to get out of the way. Instead, the bait and switch as they get Crump, and it's down to Dragonite to get a 3v1 when it comes to stocks.
Man, already sitting at such a high percent. Mario with Rage is terrifying. Back throw. Oh my gosh, that had a lot of base knockback.
Gotta remember, those throws will do a lot to anybody caught in the back blast, but 130% right now. Drago is looking anything but healthy, and the quick arm rotor to cover all of it.
I'm amazed that that's still scooped. I thought for sure that it wouldn't be active in that spot in particular. But Dragonite just really getting clipped out of the recovery there. We're seeing Sassy and RJ taking out a game.
What was important for Sassy to hit that arm rotor too is that he didn't angle that downwards like you normally see a Rob doing it. When they go forwards, he just kept it completely horizontal. He was quickly T-posing on him.
Straight T-posing.
And hey, you know what? If you're going to go for that Robo Lariat, it's the way to do it, man. And you're up 2-1. One more win for the red team here lets them face off against the rest of Louisiana that's in bracket. Of course, RJ representing Louisiana and Sassy from Austin would be, I mean, that would be an even split when it comes to players in the top three. Or in the top, yeah.
No matter what, it's a sad tale to see Austin fighting Austin and Louisiana eventually potentially fighting Louisiana.
Hey, that just means that, you know, you got to be proud of your region for making it. I mean, if he gets to losers finals, that's just, hey, y'all did really good.
At that point, you're just giving each other a pat on the back for being so good.
But we have to get to that point. It could very well still be Crump and Drago if this set continues the way that it has been, which has been back and forth, and Blue Team constantly shows they have something in the tank. Smashville has already been off to a chaotic start. We can see that Crump is pretty close to losing that first stock, but weirdly that gyro comes in to save him. RJ couldn't set up properly for the edge guard, so we're still looking at a relatively even one.
Man, falling out of the up smash, and we're seeing, we haven't mentioned it yet, but Drago going back to the banjo in this instance. That Wonder Wing is going to be a big boon, having some of this raw, random KO power.
Oh no! That's the first time we've seen a team kill from either of these teams in this set. It's Sassy accidentally down smashing RJ, and that gives Blue Team a lead that they have shown that they really need if they want to get off to a good start.
Right, especially given RJ has been the stock tank of the set on both teams.
And dropping that stock sub 120, that's going to be a really tough situation for the red team, but nevertheless, they're on a small stage, and both these characters are pretty good when it comes to up close. You know, Banjo and Cloud both kind of need a little bit of wind-up before they can get that zone going.
Okay, eventually just tosses that blade beam, or the cross slash to get the damage while he still can. Crump working on another limit then. Ooh, that up smash is so nice. Taking Dragon Knight off of his first stock.
Oh, we see that Crump close to losing his next stock, and he will to RJ once again, just donking him with that Palutena pull. Down goes Sassy, so we're back to even on stocks.
Man, that's crazy to think about, given the way that this game started. But that, like you said, that team KO is really just not nice.
I don't know how any of these guys are keeping track of anything on a stage this small. On Smashville, of
Right.
all things.
You said a little bit earlier it was a chaotic start, and that is what you expect of Smashville being such a small stage, very close and personal, especially when you have so many projectiles available to all these characters. You got a lot of interactions.
Some hard-hitting ones as well. We saw Drago blast RJ with the Wonder Wing. Once again, taking off that stock at a very reasonable percent. I think here on Smashville, too, this is such a good counter pick because, I mean, we see RJ's been losing these early stocks. It's because he doesn't really have the effective way to run away as he has been.
Man, Sassy really holding on to this stock, taking over RJ's place as a stock tank, but eventually the down air comes through. RJ all by himself. Crump almost has limit available. There it is. We're going to see how the ledge trap shakes out. Oh,
wow. Active AF. However, the cross slash will certainly be enough to finish it off in the most dominant game that we've seen from either of these two teams.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like that switch off of Banjo for the one game to kind of throw off the red team, and if you're Drago, give yourself a little bit of a mental reset button.
Yeah.
I think that was a great switch.
Maybe flex some habits out of the way, and maybe just keep it not quite so fresh in the minds of your opponent, what kind of setups you're going for.
Especially, I mean, I just want to say, especially when it comes to the Wonder Wing. We
Exactly.
saw Drago get like 3 or 4 kills with it in that game, whereas we saw almost none previously because Red Team was in the mindset to avoid what Banjo has going for him.
Yeah, and that's exactly where my men went as well. When Mario's out here, it's a lot more of an honest game, and then all of a sudden you lose track of what's going on in doubles, and Wonder Wing flies from halfway across the stage, and you've lost a stock.
And you go, wait, but I'm supposed to live until 140 playing this Palu.
Yeah, you thought. I mean, RJ has been, traditionally.
RJ's been a thought?
You know. You know.
You gotta do it like that.
I said what I said.
All right, you know what? And that's fair. I'm glad that you're sticking to your guns. But, hey, you know what? RJ and Sassy have stuck to their guns this entire set. It's been Palu Rob the whole time. But we're going to see if it's enough to get them the W in Game 5 as we go to Battlefield.
And Battlefield, I feel like, Battlefield is very nice for Palu and Rob, but I worry what options this brings to the table for the blue team as well. The big blast zones are very important, I feel, which is great for the red team. I think more beneficial for the red team. But these platform setups, I think, could be huge for blue.
I mean, the big thing that I'm not even looking at is the platform setups. see RJ being able to run away as he has been. You see that he's bouncing around on these top platforms and not having any issues avoiding what Drago and Crump have when they get aggressive.
Right, you know, on Lilat, there was enough centralization of the platforms that Crump was able to deal. But now with the top platforms, circle camping is a little bit easier. He has no air dodge.
Oh, and he actually catches the mash out with that up tilt. Doesn't true hit all characters, though tall ones like Rob will get hit by that up tilt out of the berry. But regardless, Drago has thrice in a row come really close to taking a stock, but has not gotten one yet. And honestly, how do you get around those eggs?
And honestly, how did nobody get hit by that Wonder Wing?
The big thing right there is that the red team got very aggressive on it, grabbed each other, and now they're both gone to that limit.
That's insane. And I was
saying, oh my goodness! RJ called out that timing so hard. Yeah.
That is not easy. There's so many different options that Banjo has available.
Yet he's able to find it. That means blue team is not holding on to as big of a lead as they'd like, especially as Crump drops this one down and they get a 2v1 on Drago going, a really big one in fact.
And Drago, even 49%, eventually finds his way down with the jabs, but it just turns back around. Wonder Wing at a disadvantage. He has a couple extra now that he's on that second stock.
We've seen plenty of that Wonder Wing at a disadvantage too. There's just been a lot of overextensions, particularly from RJ when he hits Drago. I forgot who was playing Banjo there for a second. No, when he hits Drago, we've seen a couple of overextensions there from RJ, and well, that's gotten him hit by quite a few Wonder Wings. You see Sassy, however, a bit more patient. He's able to take down the bear.
With the Tokyo Drift flying just above. And blocking the limit blade beam with the gyro.
Is there anything that move can't do?
Big brain plays, but great job. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that time stopped.
Yes.
Where's Dio?
Literally froze. It was not me.
I'm glad to hear it. All right, well.
Again, we're seeing Sassy miss a grab point blank. Crump so close to limit. Could swing things in their favor. He's able to get to RJ, but Sassy has been the perennial wall.
Still living. I mean, you know, now that he's down onto this last stock, you're a big, heavy Rob, and you might be combo food, but RJ's been doing such a good job of backing him up that blue team hasn't been able to get anything big, and yeah, Sassy will take that for sure, and the win box, I think, also threw off Crump's recovery, so it's going to be down to the 2v1.
Look at this. Look at this pressure. Crump finding his way down masterfully. Down to
That was a little bit cavalier there by Sassy, though. Actually pushed Crump off the stage with the body. Nice explosive flame for support, but boy, both of these guys on red team are seeing blood as red as their color.
That's a classic Palutena move in doubles when Palutena sits back. Oh my gosh. Crump is making plays.
I can't believe Crump was, one, that aggressive, and two, he was able to make it back fully.
He's got to make the biggest comeback that he has made. Not just in this tournament, but probably in his life.
I would imagine, yeah, this is 3 real solid stocks you got to take, especially considering the bulk on this red team. But still holding on, up throw won't be enough, and RJ is there to follow it up. Even if not, Sassy could finish it off at the top, but it is indeed